Hello everyone, this is Neo Reality Entertainment. I wanted to go ahead and give my thoughts on Rollins' ascension to being the number one heel in WWE today. Um, Rollins has really come a long way from his rise. Like initially, everyone knew, like everyone thought, oh, he's gonna be the next big face. He's gonna be the next big good guy. Ambrose is gonna be the next big heel, and Reigns would be the next in between face and heel, since he has the look of a good guy, yet also the look of this bad guy, like a monster that could just rip the living life out of people, and also I'm gonna mention Ambrose and Reigns a lot in this. Maybe Bray Wyatt as well, as for reference. Rollins really has come a long way, like from being the man who destroyed the Shield to now being the most hated guy, as well as WWE champion and former Mr. Money in the Bank. He's like shown this. He's just screaming being evil now, like he got booed in his hometown. Tell me that doesn't show he's doing a great job with this heel role he's doing. Um, because normally a heel would get cheered in the hometown. Even like, let's see, Brock Lesnar got cheered. Let's see, the Rock got cheered a lot when he was the bad guy. The Stone Cold Steve Austin got cheered when he was a bad guy. And Mick Foley did. Triple H at times did. Like like all these guys were heels, but yeah, everyone knew, like, let's cheer for this guy. Like that's our guy. Like he's working his butt off trying to make this thing work, but it's just so easier to cheer for this guy. While Rollins balanced it out, in my honest opinion, like he surpassed CM Punk as the most hated heel. Like CM Punk, let's see, he did the whole straight edge society gimmick where he angered a lot of religious people with the whole guy references, and the Jeff Hardy feud he had, which was the feud of the year category. Let's see, and also, I mean, like Rollins threatened to cripple Edge. Threatened to cripple Edge. He even said on television, saying, "But damn, man, you gotta know me better than that. I'm gonna kill him anyways." And try to actually go forward with it, and like, how can you not hate this guy? Like, he is so evil and whatnot. Like how can you like this guy when he threatened to cripple a man who has a wife and kids, and could possibly get killed from this injury he suffered from that caused him to retire from wrestling? And like, Rollins is going to cripple this guy. Oh my god. Rollins is really going to go forward with this, and yeah, like, tell me, how is that how can you not hate this guy? So and like, not only that, like, for being the man that ended the Shield, possibly one of their best factions in recent memory, since the Nexus fell apart with the whole booking decision by a certain wrestler who will not be mentioned here. Um, since Evolution was when we last saw a good faction, a great faction in fact. Um, and also, let's see, they then he became Mr. Money in the Bank through the heel way that just made you hate this guy even more, with the help of the Authority, since he gets a boost in selling out. And let's see, then after that, he goes on for months about how I'm Mr. Money in the Bank. And when you're booed in your hometown, that kind of shows how far you've gone as a heel. Like, if you can get booed in your hometown, then you know you've done something right. And there's also the fact that Rollins also won the WWE title in the main event of WrestleMania in the unstoppable heel way. Like, he stood down he stood up to Brock Lesnar, like, got in his face, rose the title in the air, and said, "Yeah, I can take it. Yeah, I took your belt. What are you gonna do about it? You mad, bro?" And like, wow, you are really asking for a death wish, aren't you? Like, wow, you're really asking for it. Like, you're staring down at the guy who ended the Undertaker streak, nearly broke his neck and gave him a concussion, beat suplex Cena out of WrestleMania, beat the living life out of Roman Reigns, who managed to who also, I'm going to talk about him after I talk about Rollins, and let's see, destroyed the Big Show, but mostly is now known for being the guy that ended the Undertaker's legendary undefeated streak at WrestleMania. Um, like, you can't really top that. You can't top that. Um, let's see, and like Randy Orton, like, he gave him a concussion back in November. And storyline wise, storyline concussion that kept him out for nearly a year, like about half a year, and like, that's sort of surprising that Rollins has gotten this far as a heel and is still getting more and more hate. He's just adding more layers to the character, but still maintaining this level of hatred. And like, it's kind of impressive because normally a heel can go this far, yet Rollins just destroyed the limit and it's going even further than he ever has before. And let's see, and now with the WWE title in his possession, he's now become ego-minded, power-hungry, since now he wants more than that. He wants basically control of the entire WWE. He wants it all about him. Basically the exact same reason why everyone hated John Cena, Hulk Hogan for, because they let their egos get the better of them and ruined a bunch of superstars' lives. Let's not go into that. Okay, so that was my thoughts about Seth Rollins. Now I'm going to give my thoughts about Roman Reigns and his performance at WrestleMania 31. My God, he stood up to the beast. Like, he's the first person to say, "Hey, I'm going to go ahead and take your spot," before Rollins took away that chance. And like the ending to Raw, but the Raw before WrestleMania, like, I expected a huge, wild, bloody brawl to break out. Like they were going to look like they were going to do that. Like, let's see, they had it all right. They had it. They had it right. Like this. Like Lesnar mocks Reigns, saying, "I have the belt. I have the power," pretty much. Then Reigns does the impossible and snatches the belt from Brock Lesnar's hand and holds it in the air and like, yes, yes. Now, okay, now get the brawl rolling. We want to see these two kill each other. And they didn't do that. They just did a tug of war, and like, that is weak, man. Like, if you did this a week before and did a contract signing, then do a beatdown on one or the other, or just fight, then that would have been okay. That would have been a better ending. But no, we get a silly tug of war thing that kind of is very sad. One of the worst. Still doesn't beat the bad build-up they had for Undertaker and Brock Lesnar for WrestleMania. My God, that was horrible. I mean, like, it wasn't the worst build-up. It was just the worst build-up to conquering the streak. Um, so, like, Roman Reigns' performance, like, okay, give this man the respect. Like, if he's this hated, and yeah, he's still pretty much saying, "You know what, I'm going to go through the arena. I'm going to go through these fans. I don't care if they hate my guts. I'm going to go through them." And, like, you have to give some credit there. Like, I don't think anyone else, I don't know how many people would actually want to go through the crowd that hate their guts and look like they want to kill him because Reigns was being pushed to this level that people thought he wasn't ready for, though I honestly didn't mind since I finally said, finally, we're getting something new, some new guy to take over Cena because we're sick of Cena. And this guy is not the typical John Cena, even though Vince McMahon did everything in his power to try and make him the John Cena we don't like. My God, seriously, I really wondered what would have happened if Triple H had handled Roman Reigns' push. Like, I knew things would be very different if that was the case. I'm like, look at NXT, look how great that place is. Um, so like the match was great. Like if they just went with Reigns winning the match and the title, I would have been all right with that. I'm possibly a minority here on that, but I really loved the match. It was bloody, it was chaotic, it was stiff, and it was very well told. And Reigns going down like I'm not dead yet, like spitting out blood and possibly a tooth, and just smiling that Brock Lesnar is beating him, and Brock Lesnar beats him down, beats him down, beats him down, yet he still keep going there, still saying, I'm not giving up yet, I'm still going. And like, yeah, I respect that. Yeah, fight this thing like a boss. Fight this guy like a beast. And Roman Reigns took some heavy shots to Lesnar, and like I know some people were saying, oh, Reigns was being too stiff, he's too dangerous of a worker. No, according to a rumor I heard, and I wouldn't be surprised if this was true, I one time heard, I think from Sean's View Entertainment, it said that Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns had discussed backstage that they wanted a legitimate fight, like they wanted blood, they wanted it to be feeling like this is real and this is like a UFC fight, and like they certainly succeed in that. Like it really felt like a bloody massacre, and I'm on Bleacher Report and I see comments saying like I kind of regret saying that I wanted Lesnar to destroy Reigns. I kind of feel sorry, and I'm like, my God, is this actually working? Like normally the hatred for Reigns is pretty much there for good. Like for something that, unlike Cena, it was beyond his control, whereas Cena could have prevented all this if he didn't keep using creative control after creative control and stop ruining lives of wrestlers. But let's not talk about him. That is never going to be mentioned for a while. There's a reason why I really don't like Cena. Like, it's something he did back in September that kind of really made me look at him very differently. I will not talk about that right now. This is about Roman Reigns. And, like, the match was great. At WrestleMania, there was a solid main event. Um, but ultimately the victory went to Rollins because he came in, cashed in Money in the Bank, became pretty much like Edge, the ultimate opportunist, and took the timing right with them bloodied, out cold. They were like a bunch of pit bulls going at it, and then ultimately succumbed to their injuries and whatnot from this bloody battle. And like, I heard that the match was originally going to be 35 minutes long, and I thought, man, we only saw half of that. You mean to tell me there would have been more? I would have been all for it, but they ultimately got it right, and like having the ultimate opportunist moment kind of style like Edge thing more that bravo that they did well with that. But let's see, like Rollins took the advantage and won it all. He walked in WrestleMania, lost his match, and lost any hope of doing a possible Shield Triple Threat undefeated streak match. That would have been awesome. I like the match will still be awesome when they do that. I'm just saying that it would have been great having them all win their WrestleMania matches, and then when they finally meet, they're all undefeated, and only one's gonna walk out. That would have been epic pay-per-view buyout just to see that happen. But as I was saying, yeah, like they did well with the match. I give Reigns a solid A+ for his performance. Like it was possibly I'm debating if this is his best match to date. Like the Daniel Bryan one was his best match. I can't tell. I'm having a hard time choosing whether or not Brock Lesnar was his best match or Daniel Bryan. They're kind of neck and neck on that. Um, so yeah, that was sort of my thoughts about Roman Reigns' performance at WrestleMania and Rollins' ascension to being the dominant heel. This is Neo Reality Entertainment. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more.